guy gets a lot of hate online because he's like,
Right.
oh, this guy doesn't draw on normal paper anymore. Oh my God, failure right there.
Oh
Live failure.
my
A live one. We got a live one. This is all going in the pod right now. Oh my God. Live failure in progress.
god! Oh my god! This is my homework.
Is it okay? Is it
Why
like
is it
savable?
so?
Is it salvageable?
Salvageable.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh
Bottles from now on when we do the pod, okay? Oh my God.
my god! I want to cry. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's fully. Oh. Oh wait. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Anyways.
Raul being professional. Wait.
All right. Right. Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome
Welcome.
to Failing with Style with Raul and Daisy. I'm your host, and this is Raul, who's the other host.
Yes.
Is that the
Hi.
best way to say it?
That I mean, it's whatever. I don't know what to say anymore. Sometimes, even though I'm a comedian and even though I'm supposed to know what to say, I don't always know what to say.
Yeah. Is that like preparation? You don't
There,
have it.
there is no preparation to life, unfortunately. There's no preparation.
You can
That
do a little
place
bit.
is huge. I mean,
Oh,
maybe.
so yeah, actually, let's sorry for interrupting, but
Go.
you have to do some fact checks because
Okay.
according to Andrew,
Yes. Andrew. Well, jeez. Okay, I'll bleep out that.
okay, he definitely called you out last time, and I feel like I had to fact check you, and
Yes.
I feel like in the future we're gonna have to hire somebody to
Oh
fact check
my
you.
God.
Because apparently you just throw statistics like there's no tomorrow. So, all right. So one of them that you said was that let's hear from you. Like how do you
Okay.
feel about your
The
statistics?
main there's one I know for sure because that's the one he was hitting me
Uh,
hard with, and it was that the fear of public speaking is no longer the number one fear in the United States. Which okay, great, it's no longer the fear of the United States. The reason why like it came quickly to me is because it was famously in the '90s. It was brought up on Friends. It was brought up on Jerry Seinfeld. A lot of people would talk about that the number one fear in the United States at that time, and I'm pretty sure if we could go back, there are statistics proving this. That was told that go
so so you said
the
your
number one
resource is coming from Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld and Friends.
All right, so there's your first problem. But I did take the time to look it up actually.
Okay.
So in 2014 in America, the fear of public speaking was at number three, it looks like.
Ooh, I'm so close. You see,
And
that
before
should give
that,
me,
it was number one.
huh?
Before that, it was
Oh,
number
so you mean I was kind of right?
in 2014, hardly. Now, top 10 fears among Americans for 2022. We have, I'm just going to go down the list.
Yeah.
Corrupt government officials,
Okay.
people I love becoming seriously ill, Russia using nuclear weapons, people I love dying, the US becoming involved in another world war.
War.
That's number five. Number six, pollution of drinking water. Number seven, not having enough money for the future. Number eight, financial collapse. Number nine, pollution of oceans, rivers, and lakes. And number 10, biological warfare. So it's not even on the top.
Wait. Now I have to. And now I have to. I'm gonna devil's advocate myself.
Uh,
Where did you get those statistics?
the Chapman University.
Chapman University. You know
Hmm.
what? I've never heard of that university. Fake university. I don't
Fake
know. If
university.
it's not Johns Hopkins
If it's not
University,
Seinfeld or Friends,
yeah,
then
yeah.
not true.
Oh my God. Can I? Hold on one moment.
Okay.
Tarno, hey,
Hey, what's
you're
up?
on a podcast right now.
What's up,
I'm on a
Tarno?
podcast
You're
right
on a
now.
podcast right now. Okay. Is what's up? Are you okay? Everything okay?
Yeah, whose podcast are you on?
This is Failing with Style podcast here with Daisy.
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
Good, Raul doesn't know how to
You
turn
guys
off
having
all the
fun?
distractions.
I'm used to calling you and you're, either at a buffet or,
Uh, I haven't been to a buffet since I was hanging out with you, bro. In
or
fact, my
are you
last two
getting food from
buffets
soup
experiences.
kitchen?
What?
Are you food from soup kitchens, like from all the homeless people? You take their food away?
I am the one with two jobs. I'm not the one scavenging for a job right now, bro.
Oh,
Damn.
I get it.
Don't curse.
You don't have to
No,
flip
you're
and
cursing.
do that.
All right, is everything okay? Is
Yeah,
this
yeah,
okay? Can I
yeah.
call you back a little later?
Yes,
All
yes.
right, later. Later, home.
Are we are we
I'm
starting
sorry. No, no, we're not starting again. That's great for
again?
the pod. Um, going
What
back.
our appearance?
Listen, all these, first of all the things you brought up right now for fears, while they are things you should be afraid of, they're all like time sensitive. They're not like expansive. Like let's take away a world that we are not in like a possible conflict with Russia. Take away a world where the stuff in Palestine, where was it? Palestine, Ohio didn't happen. Like the two of those fears are just topical fears, is what
Oh
I'm trying
my
to say.
gosh.
They are topical
Okay.
fears
You should be
at
a
most,
politician.
topical fears, okay? So I still feel if 2014, when everyone felt like we were like the happiest as a nation for a while, that it was number three, I think I'm coming in pretty hot. I think I'm doing pretty okay.
I don't know, man. That's something a politician would say. Nobody really likes politicians, so you gotta just check yourself.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, was there another thing that you said that I was wrong on?
Okay, so which this one wasn't too bad. Well, you said Usher had herpes, which is true. We'll give you that.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. But then you said a third of the country has herpes in America.
Okay. How much does the country has herpes?
Actually, 50 to 80% of American adults have herpes, which is a sad
What?
statistic, but that's
But that's also adults. You're not including kids. I know it's a not thing you should do, but like kids make up.
you undersold it. You said a third, right? So we're like more than half now.
Man, 50%.
50 to 80%.
But is that they're including like
This is a
genital
sobering
herpes? It
statistic.
is. It's very sobering. Well, wait, is that it's including? Um, is that just genital herpes, like STI herpes,
Oh,
or is that?
my research wasn't too in depth, I have to
Oh, okay.
say.
Wow, what a fact check.
No, the other one
I
was.
know what failure we're talking about with Daisy tonight.
Anyways, yeah. The fact check 101. Maybe we have to do this every start of every podcast because
Okay, so I feel like these statistics are not valid,
these
honestly.
are not valid. I looked them up. Oh, because I didn't do such a good job. I gotta do
So,
better.
so now that we're talking about people not doing such a great job,
Mhm.
Daisy, you know what's the great thing about iPhones? You know what the great thing
What?
about iPhones is and Apple products, which you have Apple products,
I have all Apple products. I have
all Apple products.
phone,
Wow,
Mac.
wow. You know what? When you send a calendar invite, you know what usually is the act for your email is me. It's like a whole thing. The whole thing.
What? Wait, no, this is news to me.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
an
I mean, don't
Apple.
say your email right now.
No, but like it's Apple.
The
Everyone
Apple
has
email.
that email?
So you either pre-program an email into your phone for your account in Apple, or Apple will give you an email, which is usually at me.com.
Okay. Well, so why are you telling me this?
Because I've been wondering, Daisy takes so much pride in her professionalism.
All right, let's talk about
And
professionalism.
yeah,
Go. I'm ready.
and I've been begging ever since we do, because my schedule is, I hate saying this, my schedule is very tough. It's very, like, I'm jumping around all places, and something that helps me out greatly is my Apple Calendar, on my Apple phone on the
Mm.
iPhone. So I begged Daisy, like, hey, if we're gonna keep doing, like, if we're gonna plan this out, please send me an Apple invite.
No, you didn't.
I said it so bad.
You didn't say Apple. You just send me an email.
Hold
No,
on,
no.
hold on, hold
Why
on,
would you
hold
do
on.
that? Let's talk about your lack of communication skills. Clear.
hold
All right.
on, hold
These
on.
are all traits that we can work on because I did not hear that. You didn't say that. And then you're upset with me because I texted you today and it was like a surprise, even though I
No, it was not. I was ready for today. I was actually ready for
uh,
today.
it's so ready that you've had like three distractions since we started, right? So ready.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you
think
can't dive into that. You can't dive into
I didn't think these distractions were gonna keep occurring today.
that.
But yeah, so there. If something I need to work on is to eliminate, to give 100% of myself. That is actually something that's real. That is something actually that's a real failure I
Mhm.
have. Is
Okay.
that because I'm spreading myself
Because you're a
like,
yes man.
yes.
I know I keep saying it, but I feel it's ingrained.
It's
So
like
you're aware.
you make it sound like it's a traumatic thing that I said I was a yes man. Like, it's helped me out a lot. I want to state, me saying yes helps me out
Mhm.
a lot. But I do spread myself thin, which then does get me in trouble with other things. It
Mhm.
does. Um, this is a great example. Last night is a great example.
Okay, let's
I
hear.
had a show at 7 o'clock, so that means I have to bring a change of clothes to my job. I change, I wear my comedy uniform, if you will, to go do a show.
What does your
I,
comedy uniform look like?
it's it's like a V-neck, but it's like buttons, like two buttons here, so you can button up to make it look like a regular T-shirt.
Mhm.
Um, Blue jeans, and I used to be very hardcore by wearing white sneakers, but
Mhm.
now I just wear like the comfy, like, because my sneakers are newer, my like nice, like,
Mhm.
everyday sneakers.
Mhm.
Man, God, that's such a first world thing to say. My everyday sneakers
Yeah.
are new, so they don't look like dirty, and
Is it the
I
same
wear
outfit
those now.
every time?
What happened?
Is it the same outfit every time?
No, I mean, the blue jeans, me wearing blue jeans and sneakers, yes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
different blue jeans and it's different sneakers, maybe. But definitely my shirt changes. My shirt changes depending on the environment
Alright.
or how I'm feeling.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to see like what it looked like. I thought you were
You
gonna
want
say something fun like a Hawaiian.
you literally sketched out me and my outfit. Like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
so I used to be hardcore by wearing a button down,
Mhm.
and there's actually still comedians in the rotation of comedians in Miami here, that do wear like a button down. Some people wear slacks all the time.
Mhm.
The only things I have issue with, and it's not that you can't wear this, is that you have to be such a good comedian or such a personality that that's the only reason that you should be wearing these, is shorts. Like, I'm very like anti shorts. I
Why?
am. I
Explain.
love shorts in my regular life,
Uh,
but
what is
uh,
it? Why not?
because I don't know, because you're on stage and the idea of you wearing shorts on stage is
Because
such
of
like
the
a,
bare pants.
Yeah,
Short.
pick up your pants. Pick up them pants. I do wear a belt. Oh, there you see. There's another part. I wear a belt all the time.
Anyways,
So
we totally went off tangent for
yes. So where am I going? Okay. So I'm doing the show last night. My family was expecting me to be home like at 9:30, 10 o'clock ish, so that and they set up food for me. This is what happened while I'm driving to the show I'm going to. A compatriot of mine, a fellow comedian of mine, called me while I was driving and was like, "Hey man, I'm stuck at my actual job. Can you cover for me at a show after your show?"
Mm.
And he's my boy, and I love this guy. And I was like, yeah, I'll cover for you at this show. And I didn't think about like messaging my family. I didn't communicate well, and so my dad's now mad at me because like they're like, oh, I had food for you, you didn't come home. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
So now I'm gonna get the rough end of that later,
Ooh, today?
probably later today, even
Mm.
though I have a show today as well. So
So how can you improve?
how can I improve? I have to. Something I've been thinking a lot about lately is that I have to slow down.
Mm.
Part of me is like, if I go a million miles a minute, I will accomplish a lot of tasks at once, and that does happen. There's a reason why that thought process and that way of being for me has been good. Is that hey, if I just keep pushing forward, if I keep green light, green light, green light, keep going, 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 it's gonna be fine. The problem is that I don't because I'm going green light because I'm like a racehorse. I have blinders on. I'm not paying attention to the peripheral things. I'm not paying attention to other tasks that are coming about that I need to really sit down and put time on, or take time in a drive, or take time to communicate.
Mhm.
So I need to slow down a little bit.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, cool. So I was like waiting for your approval there.
Well, slower is faster.
Slower is faster, you said?
Mhm. Mhm. Yes,
Yeah, I agree. Streamlines
because
me.
I feel like if you're always in a rush and always just go, 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 you never. First of all, I think your mind is racing. So, like, let's say right here, right now, we're in this podcast, but your mind is thinking of what's going to happen in the next few minutes or the next hour and what you're supposed to be doing instead of just being here and focusing on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and first you're gonna stress yourself out. It's gonna be like burnout because you're go 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 and like I don't know, let's say you're like driving to the place and you're just thinking of what's gonna happen at the place instead of just driving. Like let's say you would have just driven to the comedy place. Then you would have sat there and focus on the driving, but then since your mind is kind of blank and just thinking about nothing, then probably thoughts will arise about like, oh shit, I should probably call my dad. You know what I mean? Like,
And then it leads me to make really bad choices. So, here, this is hilarious.
okay.
Um, I'm driving from the one show to the other. The only food options I had in that drive, because it's going to be fast food, it has to be fast food because I have to get from
'Cause
A to B.
everything's fast.
Well, it's because I have to get the, because I
Yeah.
can't sit down and eat. I can't. There's
Right.
no chance for me to sit down and eat. So the only two options were, I think, Taco Bell
I
and
love
be.
Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell. I should
Mm,
have gotten Taco Bell or Burger King. I went with Burger King.
mm,
Now this is why that was a bad choice. And again, if I was more aware, if I was more taking my time, I would have paid attention to things. The last two times I had Burger King, I had bad stomach issues like 2 hours right after, like immediately,
but
like
you didn't think about it.
bad, like bad. No, I wasn't thinking about that because I was just thinking about eating and just moving along and like, hey, Burger King's are whatever. So I totally forget that these past two experiences, which I would have remembered on normal 100% focus Raul,
Mm,
remember, hey, the last two times you ate there, you were dying running to the bathroom, like
Oh no.
emergency, like there is going to be destruction in the pants if you do not get to this bathroom. So I forget. Besides the fact that it's a horrible, no, I'm not killing you, BK, but you're not exactly the healthiest food in the world to eat. Um, so that's the other thing. It's not healthy food to eat. But so I order it, I eat it, and then midway through the second show, I'm like, oh no, like it starts hitting me, and
It's like
I'm like,
bit of a joke. You're about to hit the punchline. You're like, oh shit, I got really gotta go to the
I,
bathroom.
I actually don't usually eat before shows. I really try not to eat before shows. I think a lot of comedians and a lot of performers have the same sentiment, just because I don't know if nerves get to you, if you're being so active that your body's just gonna like
Yeah, you're gonna
pass.
throw up or yeah.
Well, it's really the other side, but yes.
In this instance.
In this instance, so I drove home and I'm like driving with like that sweat of like an Indy NASCAR driver, like trying to finish the last lap. And I'm trying to just make it to my house,
Uh-huh.
and I totally bottle walk it to the bathroom. And it's just rough. It's rough skating. And it, it's again, I need to be more in the moment. I need to be more in, I think people who like practice like meditation and stuff like that say be in the now.
Mhm.
Something I really need to start working on.
I agree. Yes. Good job. Look at that. You're finding a way.
But my statistics are not bad. I would like to state that my statistics are not bad.
No, we're definitely gonna hire somebody to
You
practice
know what? I'm honestly, I wouldn't mind if
we're looking.
Andrew would hear my stats and then like record himself in a snippet and say, "Hey, this is the Andrew fact check."
Yeah, we should
That
totally
would be great. I would love that.
do that. I would love that too. Speaking of though, okay,
Yeah.
well, so I practice meditation. Actually, I'm very proud of myself because I've been meditating for 11 days in a row now. And I do like a 20-minute meditation, and I've noticed that it helps me focus on things at hand, right? Because the whole point is to like meditate, your thoughts arise, you see them, and then you just say thinking so that you can kind of ground yourself back to your breath and realize that you're here and now, right? So this has been very helpful. But so I have to tell you about did you finish with your failure?
Yes,
Yeah,
I did. I
okay.
did.
Well,
I'm here now.
let
I'm
me
here.
nice. You're a fast learner. All right. Well, so I was talking to you about this freaking perspective class. This is the thing that's been draining my soul. It's like a soul sucking task, and I've been doing it all week, and I just feel drained, and I need someone to save me.
Okay.
I wish I could show you it. Like, I'll probably take a picture so you could see it at the end, but it looks like a hot mess, and like, there's just lines going everywhere. And like, let me just tell you about this class. So, first of all, I actually I don't know if I told you, but I dropped out of university. Did I tell you?
Like recently or
Um, it's not official. Like, I haven't told them yet, but I did.
okay.
Like
Okay.
in my head, I did.
Okay.
But so I dropped out because I was finding that online classes were a lot better for me. I guess times are changing, and
Okay.
university is really taking like a lot of money from my pocket, and they
Okay.
weren't giving me. I don't want to say. I don't want to badmouth universities, but like basically with the online classes, I felt like they were a lot more beneficial because first of all, I'm meeting people in the industry, and then I'm also like learning from people in the industry, right? So it's like you're doing like two things at once. You're meeting them, and then you're. Are you here? Are you here?
I'm here. I'm listening to you. I was going to say that listen, if you think you feel bad mouthing universities, I have a bachelor's degree. You know what I do exactly in my daily life that involves that bachelor's degree?
What?
0%,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
So, um, if you want me to say that, like, do I feel about universities and the college system now currently? If it's a racket, if you want me to go there, I could talk to you about
Yeah,
that. But I
okay.
have a certain feeling. I have a very certain feeling about that.
Well, all right. Well, the whole point is that I dropped out of it, right? And I'm in this online class now, and I'm in a perspective class. And the perspective class, so I'm trying to become a storyboard artist. And with storyboarding, do you know what that is actually? Well, people might not.
My understanding of it, it's so I've always usually seen like behind the scenes things in like movies or shows. They show like the writers room and stuff like that, and they usually have what's known as like a storyboard. So they have like one big wall, and they dedicate like this is the major action moment of this scene. This is the major action moment of the scene, and it's just to kind of guide the writers visually to like how the story is going to progress and what's going to happen in these
Yeah,
moments.
perfect. So like you read a script and then you basically draw it out and board it out and it's going to be like all the shots, right? Like cool shots. And you need perspective to do that. And basically like storyboards, they use it down the pipeline. So like it's not just for the writers to see it visually, but down the pipeline it's sort of like their blueprint to feed off of it, you know? And they'll keep reiterating that. So I needed perspective because when I was drawing my storyboards, they were very flat and it just looked like objects were floating in space. Like it had no grounding plane. So I needed it. And so I signed up for one and I it's boring. It's very boring.
Really quick before we continue, because I am having a little bit of this confusion. I don't know if the audience is either. So you left on campus university, but you're still in university online.
It's not university.
Oh, okay.
It's an online academy.
Online academy. Okay.
Mm.
Just because I
California.
feel like some people are going to be like, what? What? Like, she's still taking classes? Like,
Yeah, I
okay.
tend to do that. My mind is chaotic. So, which I think this is why I have such a problem with the perspective class because it's very methodical and process oriented, and I have none of that, right? Like, you first draw this line, then you draw that line, and then like and it develops patience actually, which I need. But it's so boring. Like my
So
mind,
what did, so when you're drawing, are you drawing storyboards or are you're talking about these lines?
no, yeah, let
Okay.
me show you. Let me just show
Yeah,
you
yeah.
what I'm doing because I mean, okay, it looks cool, but it's not. It's not. Right? So like
Oh,
you
that's cool. It's like three-dimensional shaping and stuff
yeah,
like
but
that.
this is like over and over every week. So then we do third, and then like this was before, right? So then that's like the construction, and then it's just like boxes and boxes and boxes, and like I'm going nuts, bro.
But
Like because this is a very solo thing, right? Like it's just me and the paper and trying to develop focus and patience and going line by line to do all this, and I'm going nuts.
but I mean, for the viewing audience,
hmm
like those last two, like show like those drawings you shown, they're awesome. Like it
Oh.
shows your progression of your three-dimensional designing and like okay, you know what you're reminding me of a lot right now when you're speaking.
Mhm,
How I used to feel about practicing football.
mhm. I
So
didn't know you did football.
yeah, I did football in high school. I was
Mhm.
actually a varsity left tackle. It's a long story. That's another failure.
Okay.
Failure when I had hair. Oh my god. Um, monotonous. The I think what your concern is the monotony
Mm,
of redoing and over and over and over and over again.
mm,
I hate that. The you know where you feel it the most. When I used to feel it the most, besides football, was math.
mm,
Like you already figure out the equation, kind of more or less. But then the professor or the teacher will give you like 50 more questions
mm.
to like perfect it in your mind for some reason,
Ingrain it in you, yeah.
ingrain it in you.
I
But
mean,
for like
mhm.
But for when you're younger, you're like, why the hell am I doing this so many times? and you're graded on every single time you're doing it. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter how quick you pick it up, how fast it is. You're gonna have to continue to do it.
Mhm.
Um, this brings me to this. Oh, here's a statistic. Here we go.
All right, this is
Here
for
we go. 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours.
you.
Malcolm Gladwell, he's a famous writer. He's written a bunch of books that have like a lot of acclaim. He's a weird looking guy, but his stuff is really intriguing and brings a lot of stuff to mind. He talks about 10,000 hours. What's the importance of 10,000 hours? He believes on the research that he has done that once you've done a one task or one thing 10,000 hours of it, you will be a master at that one thing. So, people who like subscribe to that thought process is like Ray Allen. Ray Allen was this great, amazing basketball player, but he was really good specifically at shooting the 3-point shot in
Mhm.
basketball. He was like an example of that. People who play hockey, making a slap shot. It's something. It's a lot of athletics are a lot involved in it. But there is truth to it. There is, as far as like athletics, because you develop permanent muscle memory. You're always, until you're 80, you're always going to be able to grab a basketball and shoot a 3-pointer because that muscle memory is going to be there forever. And I think that's what your professor is trying to instill. Not
Oh,
10,000 hours,
no.
but
I mean, I totally understand that concept, but the
yeah.
fact that I'm in it right now feels very draining and soul-sucking, right? So,
Oh, it is.
it's
It is. It
just
sucks.
like right now, what I'm doing is writing. So I'm drawing letters and then in perspective, so blocky letters, and then we have to reflect it like off each wall. So you're reflecting it basically 8 times. So it's like one letter here, you reflect it, and another letter, right? But you're doing it with all the lines. And I'm going nuts. Like,
No,
because you know what I want to be doing? I want to be talking
what?
about story. Like, I want to be, you know what I mean? Like, I want to develop a story. I want to draw cute characters. And I understand that I really need this, but I'm deep in the trenches right now, and yeah, so that's where my soul is right now, in a black abyss,
it's
being
it's
sucked by perspective lines. And I'm very sad, okay? This is
it's okay.
my
It's okay to be sad.
week.
What do you think will help get you beyond this? What do you think help you carry through this exercise?
I have been doing a practice where I do like an hour of, so I'll do an hour of the time and I'll go hard. Like, look, I got this little timer, right? So it's like a visual thing.
Yeah,
And then when it goes off, I give myself 5 to 10 minutes to refresh. And then, like, it helps because then I get back into it. And the thing is that the deadline is on Sunday. And right now I feel like I'm in the ringer, like it's right there, but I have so much to go. And I just need somebody to make sure I'm okay.
I mean, I hope Eric's checking in, but I think it's because your field is so unique, but like
Mhm.
I imagine like again talking about force perspective, talking about 3-dimensional images, talking about like abstract drawing, like all that's really incredibly tough, incredible things that we take for granted now with with computers and with the amount of technology we have. In fact, oh, this brings a good topic
What
for
AI?
you, kind of. Well, AI, which is
I
kind of
don't
like
want
the
to get
cheat
into
code.
that though. Or is that what you were gonna say?
No, no, I was gonna say this. In the comic book world, this is a point of contention between comic book artists. So, Todd McFarlane, he is the creator of Spawn, all like the really cool visuals you've ever seen of Spider-Man. It's kind of him. He created Venom. He created a lot of like the big name characters of modern comic books.
Mm.
So he himself has transitioned to using purely digital artwork. doing like artwork purely digitally, doing coloring, drawing, everything like that.
Mhm.
So there are purists in the comic book community. Yeah, I'm serious. There are purists in the comic book community that hate him now
Oh
because he's
no.
such a figurehead. He's such a big name comic book artist
Mhm.
that for him to transition, and he's like transition like happily. He's like, who would dare waste their time painting and like he's like kind of cocky about it.
Mhm.
So there are purists out there who are like, how dare this guy give up like the classic art form of painting and then like drawing by hand to give up for digital, like because he cheats a little bit. Like again, he's able to pull like colors from the web and put them into his characters. He kind of uses like you know how people, what's it called when you like make yourself look thinner? Oh my god, not filters. What's the word I'm looking for? Like Photoshop. You know,
Okay.
people like Photoshop to make themselves look like nicer or whatever. He
Mhm.
can Photoshop his drawings a little bit,
Mhm.
and people have been upset in the comic book purist community
Mhm.
about that. So where was I going with this?
I
Oh
don't
my
know,
god.
but that I don't know. I mean, I kind of understand that because I don't know. Like I find that my work when I do it traditionally, I feel like it's more valuable than when I do it digitally. Because when I, and it's true, like you can cheat digitally. Like with this, I can't cheat. Like my lines are my lines and that's what it is. But if you can show the quality of your line work in a traditional sense, then
Yeah,
you can see that there's skill there, you
yeah,
know. But then when you transfer onto digital, I mean, you just press shift and then like you draw the line and it's a straight line, you know, and
yeah.
you can change it, like the width of the line, like whatever you want to do with it. So, yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand the purists. It's like we're in this weird, like, fork in the road, right? Like, because everything's going onto computers, everything's going digital, and so like all these traditional things are left behind, but that's sort of how everyone learned in the first place. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where I stand with that, but I mean, I definitely love Photoshop for what it does because it is easier, but I guess it's what you do with it, right? Like you got to change with the times. I mean,
Well, joke. You
yeah.
want to hear a crazy thing about jokes?
Mhm.
Comedians have been using ChatGPT lately to formulate jokes. I'm not even kidding about this.
Oh,
Not even kidding about
yeah.
this.
Mm.
So you can, some comedians, if you're famous enough, if you're like real famous, like you have your own Wikipedia page, you can ask ChatGPT, hey, write a joke about dinosaurs in the form of Bill Burr or in the form of Robin Williams, and it will do it because it'll just do it because it has so much stuff to pull from, and so comedians have been doing that lately. It's actually a real thing that's
How do
going
you feel about that?
on. I That's lazy in my mind.
Mhm.
I won't say because it's going to be original because that's the unique thing about AI, that it's not original in the sense that it's going to take the cadences and the way the speaking manners and like the grammar of the comedian, but it's going to change. I think it's going to make some comedians lazy.
Mhm.
Like not the young, hungry comedians. That's always gonna be the freshest jokes you're ever gonna hear. Honestly, I hate saying this, it's not on Netflix. It's not on a special. The freshest jokes you're gonna hear is at like an open mic, at
Mhm.
a small time show
Shout
because
out
those are
to Dade County Comedy.
but because we're trying. I think, you know how like I was talking earlier about the comic book purists. The comedy purists are other comedians, especially other open mic comedians with other comedians. Like I've been told before, like, hey, your joke sounds a little too close to this comedian. You gotta be careful. And it's something that we kind of police each other, not in a bad way. We don't. I want to say police.
It's just
We just
feedback.
watch out for each other with positive feedback. Um, but I think what's going to happen is that you're going to start seeing bigger name comics do material that, while it's good in their like bracket, it's not the fresh hot stuff that you're gonna be looking for from another comedian. Fresh hot stuff like we're cooking. Jesus,
But you'll never know they're using ChatGPT.
you'll never know. You'll never know.
I
You'll
don't
never
know,
know.
dude. I heard this like weird podcast about quantum computers, and that shit scared me. And the guy basically said that we're all gonna be like androids. Like that shit went from 0 to 100. And I said, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna focus on today and see where life takes me.
I'm
Like,
just gonna focus on these damn blocks and
yeah.
these damn lines.
And I'm just gonna focus on my craft and like you said, like sort of put the blinders on for a bit because I don't know, I'm just starting out too, so I don't
Yeah,
want to worry myself with that stuff.
yeah.
Uh,
But
do you
yeah,
have any parting words? Because I think we're,
I wanted to write a quote. I was gonna look up a quote before this episode to like say,
but you didn't slow
um, but I didn't slow down. Hold on. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. It's not like a chat GPT cheat.
so we're gonna cut and then cut back
No, 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 no. We're not cutting. We're not cutting. We're gonna be right here. We're in the now.
in
We
this.
in the now, Raul. Okay, here we go. Okay. I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make. Oh, sorry. I gotta hold my finger on the thing. That's why.
Coño. Uh,
I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it's like to feel absolutely worthless, and they don't want anyone else to feel like that.
Aw, Raul, why'd you say that?
I didn't say that,
Well,
obviously.
why'd you read it? Why'd
Yeah,
it
that's one of my favorite quotes. It's one of the things I live by. It's
come?
Robin Williams.
Yeah. Aw,
Robin Williams said
rest in
that.
peace.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Um,
feel that.
I do too. That's a quote I stick by a lot. Like I know people don't like the movie Patch Adams and stuff like that and stuff like
Mm,
that, but like I've seen the positivity of like what it's like to make people happy, how
mhm.
important it is to make people happy. There's actually uh, Andrew here, another one. There's a study out there about positive reinforcement, like about positive feedback loops, kind of for people, and that like usually, generally speaking, people heal better and have better outcomes in a positive working environment or in a positive rehab environment than they would like just generally or in a negative environment.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
So I'm a
Well,
big believer in
yeah. I mean, I think, we've both gone through our struggles, and I think that's why we've chosen the path we've chosen.
that. Oh yeah,
So, but it
keep
is
drawing those
time to
lines,
wrap
buddy.
it up. Thanks.
No worries. It's gonna suck, but imagine your lines are gonna be so good.
I don't even
Your
want to
lines.
get back to it right now. Just like, oh my God.
Can I ask you a question? Like before we wrap this up,
Sure.
have they done like talking about like drawing a perfect circle yet with you?
Yeah. Mhm.
You could draw a perfect circle.
Sometimes.
What? Okay, we're gonna challenge
Oh,
next
challenge.
episode.
Okay.
Next episode challenge. Daisy draws a perfect circle
Oh my gosh.
on the pod.
I'm gonna have to practice. I have so much in my hands now.
Lines and circles. Oh my god, so many things.
Boxes, circles, lines.
Lines, boxes, circles. It's like I'm 2 years old again. Ah!
All right.
All right, where can the nice people find you?
So I am at Daisy Artistica, and you will see it below when Raul puts it up there. And where can they find you, Raul?
I am at RDHITO87, even though I might change it soon. I feel like it's complicated. I don't even know why.
All right, we'll update on the next pod, and then our um Instagram is at.
Failing with Style Pod. I think if you just look at Failing with Style Pod, it comes up everywhere.
All right.
And we got, thank you so much, by the way. So many people have followed us recently.
Aw,
Like, it's really awesome
yeah,
from both sides of the aisle. It's
yeah,
great.
awesome. Keep supporting us, guys.
Please. Thank you. So look, Daisy doesn't have to draw any more freaking
Yeah. Well, I can do something more fun than drawing
lines.
flowers.
All right. Bueno, guys.
Bye.
Bye.